of our cousin Jock back in the land that he was born in, the wonderful island of Hiiumaa. I was thinking how people often say that a person's destiny is a function of just their will and their desire to work hard. I think in reality, it's a little more complicated than that. I think that when and where you're born has a lot to do with how things are going to work out for you, regardless of what you do. And very much that was the story of Jock's life. He was born on February 27th, 1935, to Richard Onpu, who was, of course, my mother's brother, and Alvina. I guess life would have started normally for him as a young boy. His father was the manager of a co-op store that's just down the road, and we'll go visit that tomorrow. As history knows, in 1939, the Second World War started. And I guess the pivotal event in Jock's life was the fact that in 1942, his father was Estonian word is Giditatud, along with his other two brothers. That's my mom's three brothers. And Jock and his mother were also put onto trains, and everybody was taken on their way to Siberia. As fortune would have it, Jock and his mother got off the train. I think the story is that Germans cut off the train and they were able to get out, but I'm not entirely sure whether that's perfectly correct. But in any event, the men that went, the three brothers, were never seen again. The story is that Jock's father never made it out of Leningrad. It's St. Petersburg now, but at that time Leningrad, and became sick very much, perhaps in the first winter, and didn't survive long. In any case, the war went on, and like many Estonians did, a lot of people from Hiiumaa, including my mother, they left Jock left with his mother in 1944 to Sweden. The war ended and the Estonian community gathered in Sweden. My brother was born in Sweden, and after about 5 or 6 years, many of them, in fear of the thought that Russia might come into Sweden, ended up moving to Canada. And Jock, by that time, around 1950, was about 15 years old. So he had gone to school in Sweden for the most part. I think he went to high school for a while in Toronto, but not long. And he became part of the Estonian community. He had very many friends. He, of course, had our large family. A lot of people knew him. He was very active in the social things and the partying of the day. We met a lot of his friends over the time. Always a good time. He married Orva in, I'd say, 1967 or 68. And life went on. They traveled a lot. They had a lot of friends. Again, they hung out with Mart and Virve. They hung out with Siim and Anna. He was, of course, my godfather. We spent a lot of time with him. And such was their life. Everything went smoothly. He moved to Oro. It seems like it was a great time that has gone by much too quickly, but it does. That's the way life is. And of course, he succumbed to cancer late in his life after abusing his body regularly for 85 years. He passed in the year 2020, February 14th, just before COVID hit. One of the last things he asked me to do was to do what we're doing today, and that is to bring his ashes to Hiiumaa. And that's what we're here to do. So, unless anybody has any other ideas, what I think we're going to do is spread Jock's ashes on this and mix it with the sand that's here. And then when we're done that, each of us are going to lay a rose onto the bed here, and we can have some thoughts of Jock and remember him. Okay? Make sense?
You want me to hold the flower?
Okay.
Never hold up.
No, I think you should mix it nicely.
I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna rake it the other way too.
Before I start this way, the off one, our order one must be to play some music, and I have to just find it. It stops from a commercial. That's because I've got free YouTube.
What about those? Okay, what about those?
What about those?
I'm gonna rake it one more time,
Oh.
better.
Okay, one more bun into it.
Just got my rose.
Just do.
Rest in peace, y'all.
Rest in peace, Yak.
Rest in peace, y'all.
aitäh!